My name is Mantu, author of The Resilient Parent, Everyday Wisdom for Life with Your Exceptional Child. Sometimes my daughter drives me nuts. I mean, not just a little nuts, I mean, really, really nuts. Crazy nuts. She does this thing where I will find all kinds of things in pockets. But I'm not just talking about her pockets. I'm talking about our pockets too. You could just be getting your keys out of your pocket and you could dip into something very unpleasant. We were in a big hurry this morning and I kid you not, I actually grabbed a nut out of my pocket. And as I was getting frustrated in the moment, I looked at the nut and I suddenly had a sense of peace with it. Let me explain. I had a flash back to a reading I had done a long time ago about Julian of Norwich. Perhaps you've heard of her. She was a 14th century English Benedictine nun, a mystic who wrote these amazing reflections on her faith, and she had this tremendous resilience in her life. In fact, once when she was 30 years old and she was terribly ill, she had a vision of a nut, a hazelnut. I'm actually not sure what kind of nut this is. Maybe someone can comment and tell me or put it in the byline there. But she had this vision of a hazelnut, and she recognized three things about it. First, she recognized that God had made it. Secondly, that God loved it. And thirdly, that God preserved it. Excuse me, the cat keeps jumping in my lap. And she realized that God loved her and held her in that same kind of way. And that gave her resilience to get through her illness. And I think we can learn a lot from Julian of Norwich when we are feeling at the edge of reason. We are held and we are loved, even when we may not feel like it. It's almost Valentine's Day, and I'm just mindful that for some that is a really wonderful time, and for others that is a painful time. My wife and I have been dating for 20 years, almost to the day. We met right around Valentine's Day, and we're going to have a celebration of that. I'm also mindful that an expert told us that parents with kids who have our diagnosis have an 85% divorce rate. And so I don't take it for granted. But I know a lot of us who are doing this work, Valentine's Day might be tough. And if it's tough for you and you just don't feel like you are being held, or if your kids are driving you nuts, I just would leave you with the blessing of Julian of Norwich, who lived through so much. She was famous for penning this phrase, "And all shall be well, and all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well." If you are feeling a little nuts, use it. Happy Valentine's Day.